and other things. But like I said, I just wanted to give you a brief history of how I've been living for the past 10 or so years. Like I said, took me places, and I did things that I never thought I'd do. I hurt the people who care about me the most and who love me the most. And I grew up in church, as most of you know. Grandfather's right there, he's a pastor here, and I grew up in here for a good part of my life. And had a great upbringing because of my mom and dad, and always believed, never doubted in God. But when I got to the age where it was a choice, I got to the age where I was 17 years old. I could kind of do what I wanted, and I kind of gradually grew away from going to church, and I was just so caught up in my own life and the things that I wanted to do, and I certainly wasn't ready to submit my life to anyone. I had submitted my life to drugs, not being fully aware of that for a while. But I maybe I didn't believe that Jesus had the power to change my life, but I now know that to be false. Or I wasn't ready. I don't think. I couldn't tell you whether I was saved. I said a prayer when I was 5 or 6 years old, and so I can't say whether I truly had salvation all these years, but maybe I thought I did, and I was using, grace as I was taking that grace and then continuing to live and do the things that I wanted to do. And for the past 3 months, I've been in a place called Set Free in Jacksonville, Florida, and really in the past probably 4 years, my life has just gotten out of control. Stealing from the people I love, lying, manipulating, just destroying relationships, burning bridges, had nowhere to go, completely broken. And I had a drug problem, but I think ultimately what it boils down to is I had a sin problem. And I was trying to fill this void with all these things that I thought were giving me peace, and maybe they did for a time, but ultimately they brought me to a place where I never imagined I would be, or what I thought my life was going to be, or what it should have been. And it's hard being, I see my sisters and my family, I'm the only person that struggled with this, so I see the lives of the people I love and care about and that are closest to me, and I see, they didn't choose to go down that path. It was all based off my decisions. I take full responsibility for everything I did, and but it was hard to see, how the people I loved and cared about and people close to me were living and how their lives were turning out. And I was just always making a mess of things and just progressively getting worse and destroying the relationships with my family. And I've been in, so Set Free, let me get back to Set Free. 3 months ago, May 18th, Wednesday night, through only God, my mom found out about Set Free, right? I'm wearing the shirt right now. And she told me about it, and it was crazy. I won't get into how she found out about it, but through Facebook, through somebody she didn't even know, and she was talking to this guy who was in leadership there at the time, and she kept trying to get me to talk to this guy on the phone, and I didn't know who this guy was. I didn't want, I knew I needed to change my life, but I was so out of it and just kind of just out of my mind at the time that I didn't want to talk to some guy on the phone that I didn't know.